Canada's Braille Gardener. This is a picture of Carmen in Manitoba, and it was a flash flood in the spring of 2021. And the next picture is a picture of her formal garden in the rural area, south central of Manitoba. And the pictures are Dianthus is in the Braille garden. The picture of the house is blue with gray with white windows. The signs on the garden say be kind, be good, and do good deeds. A picture of the rose garden south of the house. The Braille Garden's flowers were done with white dianthus. They come every year. She uses red mulch and tan mulch for contrast to keep the weeds down in the garden. There's a picture of a lamp that says the highway or my way in her formal garden. A beautiful picture of a sunset going down to the west of the house. A wheat field in her yard, about 60 acres. She just put in a field this year with alfalfa, and they baled it 3 times. A beautiful basket of lilies from her garden. They're Asiatic. Her lily garden, full of color with Asiatic lilies. Heifers, they had 4. They like to line up when it's feeding time. Asiatic lilies. Roses along the brick pathway with red mulch to keep the weeds down. The windbreak, which consists of evergreens and a cornfield, 80 acres. The formal garden with the brick pathway is lit at night. Her garden had vegetables with squash, cucumbers, pots around the house that is irrigated, which is underneath the eavesdropping. It's a park in Carmen, and she made a dinner for her family with roast beef, potatoes, carrots, 4 place settings. The Boyne River, which is running dry in the town of Carmen. The stones are at the park at the Forks. Flower pots line the fence in Carmen. The pathway is made with red cement. A picture of the Canada's Braille Gardener at the Forks in a red coat with white fur. Trains at the Forks running across the river. Sunset with a cottonwood tree that towers about 100 feet high. Cosmos, brilliant colors of pink, white, and purple, and planted strawberries that a friend gave her this fall. The white fountain in the formal garden, which has lights with Christmas tree lights and lights along the pathway. frost came in October. Picture of the alfalfa that has been cut. A tour that she had with the Carmen Garden Flower Show. A clematis that climbs up a white fence going into the garden. A patio set so she can sit and relax with her friends and family. The Braille garden New Guinea impatiens alongside the house in pots. A little video of grasshoppers that were so bad this year because of the drought.
Oh no!
It just...
They're onions too?
It ate of everything.
Yeah, oh wow.
The grasshoppers seem to be everywhere, and the crops this year weren't very good. It's amazing how much grasshoppers eat because they seem to just mow down everything. We didn't have to cut the lawn for a while. And when it's so dry, wood ticks are really bad this year too on the farm. There's a beautiful rose and ducks that were made by her grandchildren to put in her garden. Baby's breath is in the background of the house. A pink clematis grows up the fence going into the garden. Asiatic lilies that are orange. A gnome she made a long time ago in the 1980s in ceramics. Her water feature in the formal garden made out of paving stones. The garden is paving stones of about 20 years ago. That's when this garden was created. I've been gardening for 38 years. It's a passion of mine because I love to garden, and I enjoy teaching gardening as well to junior gardeners who have an interest in the love of gardening.